Greetings friends and welcome. I am so glad you're here joining me today. We are down to the final weeks of the One Room Challenge, and today we are going to be focusing on the floors, and I couldn't be more excited. The flooring, the rug, and the rug pad are sponsored by Mohawk Home, and the reason I couldn't be more excited is I have been a repeat customer of Mohawk Home. I have their area rugs in the majority of the rooms of my house, and I'm so excited to add the living room to that list. In my Instagram stories, I had everyone vote on which rug was their favorite, and it was so tight. There were some incredible favorites, and I will have a blog post linked down below detailing everything. I'll share the different rugs with you, and I'll also have some visuals because today I do want to chat with you a little bit here and in the blog post about how I choose rugs for rooms when I'm designing them. So the first thing we're going to do is open up these packages. I have been so anxious to get into them. Their rug pads are phenomenal. If you don't use rug pads, you absolutely should. They make your rugs last longer because they keep them from stretching and sliding around. They also protect the floors beneath your area rugs because they provide a barrier to keep the rug from scratching, any kinds of spills and movement that can happen. The rug pad is going to buffer that, so it's great for hardwood floors, but honestly all floors as well. And speaking of buffer, the cushion itself is awesome. If you've ever brought home an area rug and have been like, it's soft, but it's not cushiony, it's because you need a rug pad. This adds extra cushion to the area rug, but the star is the area rug, and you can kind of see a little bit of a sneak peek there of the design. This rug is gorgeous. It's going to blow your mind, but trust me, Mohawk Home has so many gorgeous rug designs. Like I said, I have them in most rooms of my house, so if you've seen any other room and loved the rug, 9 times out of 10, it was Mohawk Home. The rugs are just that good. And on top of them being totally gorgeous, they are hands down the best new rugs that I have bought anywhere. They're softer, they stay softer, fibers don't get matted down. The last rug I had in here, that's what happened. It just looked so cheap and bad after having used it for only a year. The fibers were all just smushed down. Not a cute look. So let's get these packages open. We are also going to need to move the furniture a little bit because this is a very large rug. This is a 10 by 14. My cat's moving you around. Sorry about that if I'm shifting on screen. This is a 10 by 14 though, as I said. It is a very large rug, and I wanted a very large rug so that it would cover the whole width of the hopefully new sofa that'll be here. I'm hitting a lot of snags on that. I've shared a little bit in my stories, but the sofa that I wanted is now back ordered, and it's not due to be back in until after the challenge is over. The replacement that I'm on the fence, not totally 100% in love with, but I could order it today, wouldn't even be shipped until 4 to 5 weeks. So anyways, let's get into these rugs. That is what we are here and excited about today. So I am going to back you up and show you the rugs unveiling. These Mohawk Home rug pads is that they are easy to trim down so that you get a custom fit with your rug. Even though a rug says that it's an 8 by 10, usually there's a little bit of variance as far as exactly how close to 8 by 10 the rug is. And so it's great to have a rug pad that's easy to trim down with a pair of scissors so you can get a perfect fit every time. So before I show you what the rug looks like laid out, I want to briefly chat with you a little bit about how I choose a rug for a room that I am designing. So the first thing I do is go to whatever website I'm shopping from, and for this room I was shopping with Mohawk Home, and I look at every single rug they have in the size that I need for the room. So with this room I needed something that was either a 9x12 or a 10x14 to cover the width of what a sofa in here is going to be. And then I set aside all of my favorites, everything that catches my eye, has designs or colors that I like, just all of the favorites I set aside. And then once I have that list of favorites, I go in and I look for a couple of things to help narrow it down further. So I look for colors that I can pull in from something else in the room. And in this rug that I have in here, it has this really pretty mauvey pink color. And if you look at the mural here behind me, you'll see that same color. Another thing that I look for is colors in the rug that I can pull and use elsewhere in the room. To make the room feel cohesive, I like to use colors throughout the room. And so in this rug here below me, I have a dark blue, I have a light blue, and I also have this really pretty, hard to describe, almost a pastel neon light orange. And so those are colors that I can bring in with throw pillows and art and blankets. And fingers crossed, oh my gosh, my fingers are crossed for the sofa. The sofa that I'd like to bring in here is also a dark blue. So next thing I look for is patterns and designs that complement the room. Either patterns that I already have in the room mimicked in the rug, or patterns that mimic shapes or styles elsewhere in the room. So this one's gonna be kind of hard if you aren't like a design-oriented mind, but a lot of the design in this carpet kind of mimics the design in the rattan mirror that I will spin around and show you real quick. This one. And so that's another thing that makes this rug work so well in this room. A couple of other things I use to help me narrow down my favorites list is pile height, whether or not the length of the fibers of the carpet is going to work for whatever room it's going in. So I wouldn't want anything with really long fibers like a shag in a dining room, because it would be really hard to clean food particles out of it. Another thing that I look for in the rug is the material it's made out of. If it's going to be good for a home with a younger child and pets, so getting pet hair out of it and getting spills food out of it, those kinds of things. Not really the most exciting of things to look for in a rug, but definitely important things to look at. And then once I've whittled down that list a little bit more, I like to take an app like Canva, and I'll take the pictures of the rug and I'll plug it in to a blank Canva app canvas, and I'll plug in a picture of like the mural behind me. I'll plug in a picture of the sofa I want in the room, the mirror, some of the artwork, and again, I'll have a blog post linked down below and I'll show you examples of some of what I've put together to help me visualize what the rug is going to look like in the completed room. So I can see how all of the different elements are going to work together, like on paper, but instead in this virtual setting, and I can swap pieces in and out. And honestly, at that point, I've usually got it narrowed down to 6 or less rugs, and then at that point, I pop onto my Instagram stories, or I hop onto Facebook, or both, and I have people vote and help me choose which one to go with at that point, because I don't like making decisions. So that would be my best number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5 tips. I think that was 5 things there to getting the best looking and vibing rug for your space. And I'm sure you are here to see what the winning rug looks like in this room. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show it to you.